Good morning, students. Today we are continuing with the next part of chapter number 7, Geography, Lifelines of National Economy. We completed part of transport and today we will do communication. Children, there are two types of communication: personal communication and mass communication. When you call somebody and talk to your friend, that will be called as personal communication. In the past, there was the medium of postal services through which people used to write letters and that were exchanged. So these writing of letters and passing on of these letters by the postman from one person to another person, that is called as personal communication. Mass communication, when a message is given or when any message has to be given to a large number of people at a time, that is passed on through the mass media, which is called as mass communication. For example, a teacher communicating or teaching a large number of people, that is mass communication. When radio gives you the news, that is mass communication. Television gives us the information, news and so many other things, that is again mass communication. Internet is also a part of the mass communication. Radio, films, all these are part of the mass communication. So there are two types of communications. Now let us read about the importance of communication and what are the different methods of this. The Indian postal network is the largest in the world. It handles parcels as well as personal written communication. Today, maybe many people are not using the postal services, but there was a time in India when each and every person used this postal network. When you go to any remote village, you may not see maybe a hospital, you may not see a school, but definitely there will be a post office. Post office handles a lot of different types of parcels. Then we have, it consists of first class and second class mail. There are two types of mails which are known as first class mail and second class mail. Now why they are said as these? First class mail means the cards and envelopes that are considered, which are very important, which have to reach very fast, those kind of mail are called as cards and envelopes, and generally they are picked by airlift because they have to reach fast. Second class mail, they are not so important. They don't have to reach very fast. For example, parcels, any kind of book parcels registered, for example, any magazine, any kind of newspaper, they are not very important to reach. So that is why they are called as second class mail, and they are generally picked by land or the water transport. So first class mail are important envelopes and cards which have to reach very fast as they are very urgent. So they are generally picked by the airlift. But the second class mail are not so important, like magazines, periodicals. So these are generally picked by the land and water transport. Then to deliver, that is to facilitate quick delivery of the mails in large towns and the cities, 6 main channels have been introduced. Now there are various kinds of messages, various kinds of mails. Here mail doesn't mean that email, children. Here mail means the ones which were sent by the post offices. Those mails I am talking about. So those mails are classified into 6 mail channels so that according to their importance they can be categorized and then they can be distributed or then they can be transported. That is how 6 mail channels have been given, because some are business mails, some are maybe friendly mails. So that way they are divided. That also we'll see what are the different 6 types of mails. We have, like for example, they have given Rajdhani mails, etc. Let's see this. Rajdhani mail and the business mail. So they have classified into Rajdhani and business mails. So Rajdhani, under it they have given the names like Metro, Green, and then business mails are bulk and periodicals. So that's how they have been divided. Rajdhani mails means the mails which have to reach very fast. And business is, they are not very fast they have to reach. So they are generally in a bulk amount. Then we have the next one, children. Excluding India has one of the largest telecom network in Asia. I told you that in any village you go, remote village, anywhere in India, you will find the postal network. In the same way, any village you go in our country, you will definitely find the telephonic services, which comes under the telecom network in Asia. Now, I'm not talking about the mobiles in earlier days or even now. Maybe people may have mobile or not, but there will be definitely STD booth. You might be remembering in your childhood when these mobile phones were not used, there used to be STD booth. That means a telephonic booth. A person used to go to that booth and then call their near and dear ones. So that is so that way in India, when we talk about our country in Asia, it has the largest network of telecom industry. Excluding urban places, more than 2/3 of the village in India, in other than the urban places, most of our villages, they have the STD. STD means subscriber trunk dialing. That means from one state to another state, a person can make a call through the telephone. So that facility is there. Even now, ISTD facility is also there in every village. ISTD is International Subscriber Trunk Dialing. That means even international calls a person can call. I'm not talking again, I'm reminding it not about the mobile. It is a telephone which we used to use earlier. In order to strengthen the flow of information to the grassroots to the higher level, from village to the cities, or in an office from a small level of the area of office to a bigger area of the office, all can get the messages instantly through the STD facilities to every village and every country. That's about the communication. So we have, what you have to learn is 2 types of communication, personal and mass communication. Generally 1 markers, children, they are 2 types of mail services, first class and second class mail. That's it, you have to study in that. Then we have under the communication, Digital India. Today we all know about IT sector, which has enabled for the mass communication. For example, we use internet for the mass communication. Emails are used for the personal communication. So Digital India is an umbrella program to prepare India for a knowledge-based transformation. The focus of Digital India program is on being transformative to realize this IT sector. So today IT sector has tremendously boosted up and a large number of people are also employed in this IT sector. And in every, we all also know that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has initiated to make our country digital India. So we can see, for example, today we do lots of transactions without the cash, which is called as cashless transaction. That is a part of digital India. So it's not only the cities, even the villages today are turning into this digital India. So let's further read about this. Mass communication and its importance. Mass communication provides entertainment. When we talk about whichever mass communication, when we talk about radio, television, films, all of them, they give us lot of different types of entertainment. Not only entertainment, they also serve with so many other programs. For example, there are national channels, national programs. For example, in radio, we have a channel called as All India Radio, which is also called as Akashwani channel, and this gives a lot of programs national in national language, in regional, and even in the local languages. They give so many other things, not only entertainment, sports, educational news. Even for the farmers, there are programs like Krishi Darshan in the Doordarshan channel of television. So we are served with so many different types of programs through the radio and television. Then coming to the newspapers, India publishes a large number of newspapers and periodicals annually. Children, in India, large number of newspapers are published in Hindi language. So it is one marker in which language large number of newspapers published in India. It is Hindi language. Then we have, so the newspapers are published not only in Hindi, Urdu or English, they are published in so many other languages, more than 100 languages in the different parts of our country. If you go to Kerala, there will be Malayalam newspaper. If you go to Tamil Nadu, there will be a Tamil newspaper. Same way you have Punjabi newspaper in Punjab. So like that, you have different language newspapers. Other than the newspapers, we have another mass communication media, that is films. We have different types of films, video films, short films, long films, etc. So it is the mass media which creates awareness among the people on various social, economic and political issues. If today we know about the Kisan Andolan, we all know that Kisan Andolan is taking place and our borders have been sealed. So this Kisan, how do we know about the Kisan Andolan? It is through the media. Either we are reading in the newspaper or we are listening to the news channel. So we have come to know about this. So mass media plays a very, very important role in giving messages in a large number, that is to the mass number of people. That's about your mass communication, children. We have the next category, that is trade. We completed transport, communication, and now we are heading towards international trade. Now, what is trade, children? When the goods are exchanged between two people, two groups of people, two states, two countries, in simple language, we call it as trade. But when this trade is done at the international level, that is when the trade is done between two countries, two or more countries, then we call it as international trade. So this exchange takes place in the market. It may take place. Now how can the trade take place? Different methods. Trade can take place through the land route, it can take place through the water route, air route or railway route. Any route it can take. While local trade is carried in cities, towns and villages, state level trade is carried between two or more states. Advancement of international trade of a country. Today, when we talk about international trade, if our international trade is growing. That shows that how much our economic prosperity is growing. If that means if there is more international trade, there will be more economic prosperity of a country. Export and import are two components of trade. 1 mark question. Export and import are two components of trade. So it is a 1 mark question. Which are the two components of trade? Simple, it is export and import. Now we are going to do about balance of trade. Now what is balance of trade? The difference between export and import. The difference between export and import is called as balance of trade. Children, when our exports are more, that means when we are exporting more goods to foreign countries, we earn foreign exchange. And we are importing less goods. So what is more here? Exports are more than imports. So we are earning foreign exchange. That kind of trade is called favorable balance of trade. Again, I am repeating, when our value of exports, that means our exports are more. We are exporting more goods, more value goods, not only more goods in number, more value goods, and the import value is less. What we are getting from the other countries is of less value. What we are sending to other countries is of higher value. Then we are having favorable balance of trade. That means our country is in profit. On the other hand, if the value of imports, whatever we are importing from other countries, if that value is more than what we are exporting to the other country, it is termed as unfavorable balance of trade, because what we are paying to the other country, if that is more than what we are receiving from other countries, we will be in a loss. So that is called as unfavorable balance of trade. So favorable and unfavorable balance of trade. So simply you can make formula over there. Value of exports more than value of imports. Favorable balance of trade. If value of import is more than value of export, then it is unfavorable balance of trade. Coming to the trade relations, India have a large amount of good trade relations with so many countries of the world. For example, India is at a good geographical location due to which we have a large trade with so many other countries, as also we have a large coastline. Then what we export and import. Children, if you cannot remember all what you can export and what you can import, few things I will tell how to remember. We export generally raw materials. What do we export? We export generally raw materials which are of less value. For example, we export agriculture and its related products. For example, we export agriculture and its related products. That much you can remember. I am repeating, we export agriculture and related products which are of less value. What do we import? That means what do we get from other countries? We get petroleum, crude oil, gems, jewelry which are of higher value. So that is why India is not able to develop that much, because we generally export raw material and we import finished products which are of higher value. Coming to the last point, India has emerged as a software giant at the international level. Our country is well known for the software technology of our country, and we are today earning a large amount of foreign exchange through the export of information technology. So that's about your trade relations. We have one more slide, which is the last slide, children. Tourism as a trade. When we talk about trade, we only think that export of goods is called as trade. But children, have you ever observed through whichever medium you earn money, except doing some official work, if you're selling not only goods, your services in any manner, that comes under trade. For example, if foreign tourists are coming to our country, or we ourselves are going to some other place as tourists, and we buy the goods over there, where is that income is going? So that income is a part of the trade, because tourism is also a part of the trade. Today, more than 15 million people are directly engaged in the tourism industry. Now, why it is given as directly engaged? Because there are so many who are indirectly engaged in the tourism industry. Imagine if a foreigner is coming from, say, America to India, a group of people from America coming to India, they go to Taj Mahal. Now, when they are coming to India, yes, we have a number, because they will be taking the airways, passports are checked, etc., etc. So we have all this. But which taxi they are taking? In which hotel they are staying? Which guide they are taking along with them to show these places? What local handicraft goods they are buying near Taj Mahal? Do you have any record of this? No. So there are so many people who are indirectly also engaged in this industry. That is why tourism industry is also known as invisible trade. It is also a part of invisible trade. Invisible because you cannot have a exact estimate, exact amount of how much the tourism is earning, how much the total GDP is coming from the tourism. It's very difficult to estimate that, because there are so many people involved indirectly also in this industry. Other than that, tourism promotes national integration. People from one part of the country go to another part of the country. They learn the culture over there, and they stay over there. They mix up over there. So there are so many exchanges taking place. For example, a person from North India goes to South India and learns so many other different cultures. And not only that, they also support local handicraft. If a person coming from any corner of the country or any corner of the world going to Jaipur, you must have seen they buy lot of handicraft goods. Local handicraft goods which are made with the hands. Again, this industry is getting boosted because of the tourism. If there are no tourists, there will be no handicraft industry. Then, this tourism also helps in the development of international understanding. When the people of one country go to another country, yes, they exchange lot of heritages, lots of different cultures. You might have seen so many foreigners coming to India, and they even sometimes start following our Indian culture. Same way, when our Indians go to different countries, they follow their culture. So we exchange the cultures, we exchange the heritages. There are different types of tourism, children. For example, it's not necessary that the tourists have to come and go only to the tourist places. They visit only tourist places. There are different types of students. Students go to study. When they go to study abroad, again, that is called as educational tourism. People go there, students go there, they learn so many new things, their culture, etc. of that particular place. So that is educational tourism. There are people who come as adventurers. You might have seen some people come for sports, some people come for some adventures in our country. For example, I have seen some people going to Kashmir for skiing, especially for skiing. They come to Kashmir from different parts of the country. So that's an adventurous tourism. Then business tourism. So many people go to the other countries for business purposes. When they go, they learn their culture, and this international integration takes place. So that's how We have different types of tourism. So what is the question expected in this part is, tourism as a trade is invisible. Tourism is an invisible trade. Explain. So you will explain what I have told, that directly there are 15 million people engaged in tourism, but there are indirectly so many people who are engaged in tourism. You can give examples, like if the people are coming and going to Jaipur to see the Hawa Mahal, there are so many guides over there, there are so many taxi drivers over there who are giving them the services, there are so many petty shopkeepers who are giving them the goods are sold over there. So all this is estimation is not done. So that is why it is invisible trade. And tourism also promotes national integration. It promotes international understanding about our culture and heritage. That much you give, that will be your answer for tourism as an invisible trade. That completes your chapter, children. The whole chapter is done. Go through all the videos very, very carefully. That's all, children. Have a good day.